Thank you for joining my lecture. Today, I talk about the legitimacy of the power in the Korean Peninsula. The Silla dynasty unified the Korean Peninsula for the first time in 676, and the Buddhist culture had flourished. Bulguksa in Gyeonggi City, Gyeongsangbuk Province. Wangon established the Korea dynasty in 918, and the Buddhist culture had flourished. Cheonpyeongsa in Chuncheon City, Gangwon Province. Isonge established the Joseon dynasty in 1368. He made Confucianism be national religion and put down the Buddhism that had flourished in the era of the Silla dynasty and the Korea dynasty. A ruined Buddhist temple during the Joseon dynasty before it was restored during Japanese rule. A lot of statues of Buddha were destroyed in the era of the Joseon dynasty. The king of Korea had to greet the Chinese emperor's envoy with the thanks of 3 kneelings and 9 kowtows. The Joseon dynasty that belonged to the Min dynasty refused to belong to the King dynasty of Jurchin that destroyed the Min dynasty was attacked by the King dynasty, surrendered, and signed a peace treaty. A king of Korea performed 3 kneelings and 9 kowtows. Monument of King Emperor. A monument engraved in Manchurian, Mongolian, and Chinese about the virtues of the Emperor of the King and the mistakes of the King of Korea. The King of Korea had to greet the Chinese Emperor's envoy with the thanks of 3 kneelings and 9 kowtows at this gate. When the Qing dynasty lost to Japan in the Sino-Japanese War, Korea was able to be independent of China. Old gate was destroyed. A new gate was constructed as a symbol of the independence. This independence was not from Japan, but China. From the annexation of Korea in 1910 to the end of the Pacific War in 1945, the Korean Peninsula was under Japanese rule. Japan's defeat liberated the Korean Peninsula, and the Republic of Korea was established in 1948. The Constitution of the Republic of Korea was described the origin of the independence movement in March 1st, 1919, under Japanese rule. The Korean War. President Park Chung-hee, he was shot dead by his men at a banquet in 1979. President Chun Do-fan. Under the subsequent pro-democracy government, he was sentenced to death for suppressing democratization in the Gwanj uprising, but was subsequently pardoned. President No Tae-woo. Under the subsequent pro-democracy government, he was sentenced to 17 years in prison for suppressing democratization in the Gwanj uprising, but was subsequently pardoned. Military government. President Kim Dae-jung. President No Moo-hyun. During the time of conservative President Lee Myung-bak, he committed suicide by passing injustice. Leftist administration. President Lee Myung-bak. Under the subsequent Moon Jae-in leftist government, he was sentenced to 17 years in prison for bribery. President Park Geun-hye. Under the subsequent Moon Jae-in leftist administration, She was sentenced to 20 years in prison for bribery. Conservative administration. President Moon Jae-in. What will happen to him if the next conservative president is born? Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel to maintain these educational activities. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Thank you for